What's going on, everyone? I'm so excited to be back. I just took some time off while I was shifting worlds around and things were changing. As you can see, I'm in a new setup, got a shaved head. It's all happening, and I'm going to be doing a Barcelona 2024 2025 recap preview. Talk a little bit about what I thought were the highs, what I thought were the lows, and I'm so excited to share it with you guys. So let's get straight into it. We've obviously had a great season. I love the parade photo. I love Lamine Yamal up there cheering it on. It was a crazy season. What a season when we saw that, Barcelona at some points we were like unsure whether we are going to win anything. We weren't sure after last year's Xavi season. We were like, oh man, we don't know if this anything's going to happen in the next couple of years. We obviously had great players and great structure, even with our Lewandowski. We thought about selling, then we thought about was Rafinha the right guy for the season? Lamine was probably our only attacker that was set in stone, and even our midfielders. I would say that it was only really Pedri, De Jong. We weren't sure about it with his injury. Olmo came in, and we were like unsure because he gets injured quite often. Gabby was injured. Who else did we have? Obviously, Benal and Casado were not there. I'm trying to think who else I'm missing. There's probably so many names I'm missing right now. But we just were like, oh, and obviously Fermin, had a great season. So he was someone that we were looking to, but maybe not as a main guy yet. So then you have all of that, and then it's like, okay, sweet defense. It's like Araujo, uh, just sometimes get triggers us Barca fans with small mistakes. I still rate him. I know a lot of people probably hate him. Um, Martinez wasn't having the best season. Kunde was great, but not again. We weren't sure if he was going to play centre back, right back. Bolde. That season was the season before that was awesome, and then this season injury, and we were just weren't sure where he was going to be at. Then to Stegen and Pena, again, it was like even just saying this right now made me go, oh man, like that was intense. But let's get straight into it. Let's talk a little bit about Barcelona's season. Expectations for me was one big trophy, healthy players again, because um, obviously we had so many injuries. It was also healthy finances. This is super important because I think that we got into so much debt, and for me, I was like, please, let's get healthy in our finances, in our players. Sign a, this was my expectation. Sign a new striker and a left winger, and then La Masia. Start using them again. Every time we've used them, it's always been success. And even if it was just for a season, then we've sold them. Um, I think to me that's good enough. As long as we're using them and uplifting them, that's what Barcelona is known about. That's what I grew up with seeing these youngsters just coming into the team. Whether we sold them or we kept them forever, I just love that side of Barcelona. And for me, that's what made Barcelona so exciting. So these were my expectations. This was the reality. I rated it out of 10. And domestic treble, 10 out of 10. I said one big trophy. We won the domestic treble. Now, after watching Inter lose 5-0 to PSG, it made me so frustrated. We were a minute away from making it to the final, which I can't obviously guarantee that we would have won it, but I could have definitely guaranteed it would have been a real tight game, and I still believe we would have won it. I'll always back my team. But look, we won the domestic treble when for a lot of people their expectations was for us to potentially win like maybe a Copa or Super Cup, nothing more, nothing less. Especially with Mbappe going to Madrid, it was like big expectation for them. Healthy plays. We still had injuries. Don't get me wrong. We didn't walk around like everything was perfect, but we kept Bolde healthy for most of the season. I mean, the one time he wasn't healthy, we needed him most. Kunde got a little bit injured. And like we obviously Bernal got injured straight away. Then Casado had a big injury overall, and then Lewandowski got in like little injuries, but like we got our players more healthy than we would. Healthy finances, I think we did so well. Like, could we have done better? Yes. The reason why I'm saying 9 is because Olmo was the only signing that came in, and it was like okay, the price was maybe a little bit too much, but I would still say like that's a great signing. Um, so for me, I'm still happy with that. I'm still happy with where we're going. I think it looks like some of the players, like even De Jong, will be lowering his wages. I heard Martinez and Lewandowski might be as well. So, you know what? New striker left winger now. yes, we didn't sign a new striker or a left winger. The reason why I did 7 out of 10, because originally I was going to put a 0 out of 10 because we didn't do anything. But what I think we did really well was we mobilized what we had, and the 7 out of 10 honestly goes to not almost sorry, Fernand Torres. I think us not bringing in a striker was rookie, but we got to see Fernand Torres step up big time. I think just seeing him come in and actually like take that role and make it his own. He doesn't play like your typical Lewandowski, and Lewandowski and Firmin play so well together. But Olmo and Fernand Torres, I would say, play well, like real well together. And La Masia, I gave it an 8 out of 10 because look, Gerard Martin, yes, not ideal, but look, he was okay. He was okay. He did the job in to some regard. Pena stepped in when he needed to. We obviously saw like those two guys step up. We also saw Bernal and Casado come into the team, and those two, Bernal in the first couple of games before he got injured, against Valencia was phenomenal. But then Casado just made the 2 games against Madrid, like, and even against Bayern Munich was phenomenal. I know he got subbed off, but even the fact that he just played so well, he played as though he was not like this new member. I'm just looking at my notes to see if I was forgetting anything before I move on. But look, overall, I'm very happy with this stuff. I really am, and I hope you guys looked at this season and were still happy with it all. Because look, personally, I was like, you know what, could we have done better? Yeah, 100%. We'll always have things to improve on. I think we played great. The best starting 11 was this. Now, I could have changed some things around. Olmo obviously was injured quite a bit. I At times I was like maybe Gavi's back at his best, but I think it's just because he's come back from injury, so he's been a bit inconsistent. But let's actually start from goalkeeper. Let's go player for player. Obviously, we had 3 keepers: to Stegen, Pena, Chesney. And I would say Chesney was the best one. I would say to Stegen, even the look we against Villarreal, that was the reason why Barca decided to go. We need to sign a new goalkeeper. Chesney looks like he wants to just retire again. Pena looks like he will leave. And now with Testegen, with Garcia, sorry, coming in, Testegen is now looking at leaving. So I don't know if like Pena will stay around and be a backup. I doubt it. I reckon we'll bring a academy player up, maybe Diego, the some American guy, and he might be the backup to Garcia. I'm excited about Garcia. I feel like finally, we're signing a goalkeeper. It's been over 10 years since we've signed a proper goalkeeper to be the main starter, and I think this is the right decision. So I'm real excited. Obviously, Kunde played phenomenally. His only competition was really Ford at times. And look, I like Ford. I hope Ford continues either loan. I would love to keep him just as a third option, rotating in the left wing, the left back, right back. But Kunde was better. Garcia obviously stepped into that role, and it looks like he'll be the backup this season, which I think is going to be sick because he can also play defensive mid. He can play centre back. I think Garcia is just going to be a great versatile player. Um, Kubarasi and Martinez. Oh my, oh my, oh my. These two have to be some of my favorite pairings in Barcelona, especially with the injuries of, and even Kunde. Like Kunde, I was like, oh man, he's going to argue this year about not playing centre back, but he's been phenomenal at right back. He's literally, to me, been one of the top 2 right backs of this whole season in every league. And then Kubarasi and Martinez have honestly been phenomenal. Phenomenal. Kubarasi to the end of the season, I could see him just feeling a bit fatigued. But even then, man, the guy's ball playing and his vision is crazy. Martinez this season, hands down, our best defender, maybe. Now, you know what? I would say that he's been phenomenal. Actually, no, we'll talk about the best plays later. But I think he's been phenomenal. Bolde, oh my goodness, this to me was the best left back. Nuno Mendes could be second. This guy to me was the best left back. When he was playing, he was clutch. The formation just worked so well around him because Rafinha would come into the middle more. Balde would control that whole left hand side. Phenomenal. Midfielders, Frankie De Jong. I doubted you, mate. I think I was. I think if I go back and watch one of my previous videos, actually think I said sell, not because I didn't think he was good or he didn't have the quality. I just thought that maybe it's time for him to move on because I felt like maybe either like someone was holding someone back. But I think Hansi Flick has done such a wonder job when he came on against Madrid the first game in the second half when they took off Firmin and brought De Jong on. I think that really changed the game around. And then after that, it was a bit inconsistent until I think he finally learned what Hansi was trying to build around here. And since then, oh my, he's been amazing, like amazing. Pedri, obviously, to me, is I would say still my favorite player. I love Lamine Yamal, don't get me wrong, but I think Pedri's still my favorite player. This guy is the best player to watch. Like obviously, and Lamine, but this guy's so entertaining to watch. He's so good to watch. Like you're just amazed at the way he plays it. He controls it. He to me, it's like if you look at goals and assists, you don't actually like fully get to know what real football looks like because he is real football. Like this guy's the real deal. He's clutch. He's so sick when he plays. The goal that he scored against Madrid to me was so like such a great moment for Pedri. Now the attacking mid again, like I said, Gavi, Firmin, Olmo. Look, personally, I think Olmo had a great season. I think out of the three, I think I would put Firmin in that position for next season a bit more. I just love the way he handles himself. I love the way he has shots and he takes risks. I think the attacking mid role is a risk taker. Like you look at Musiala and Verts, they're risk takers, and I think I would love to see Firmin in that role. But again, I think Olmo had a great season. His only issue is he's injury prone. Rafinha, phenomenal season, and I hate when people go, "Oh, but he's all about goals and assists." And I'm literally the guy who hates the argument of goals and assists. But at the end of the day, you have to contribute to your team winning. Pedri does it by controlling the game and playing this beautiful football. Rafinha, like, don't get me wrong, he doesn't not play great, like amazing football, but Rafinha will be the most hardworking player out there and will try to get involved in everything and I think he has had an amazing job. Striker Firmin obviously would have been a great shout in some ways, but obviously you can't argue with Lewandowski. Lewandowski is like I think obviously as Barca fans again we've done this thing where we've hated too much, and I think for Lewandowski, look, there's been reasons to. Don't get me wrong, he hasn't just been Lewandowski hasn't been perfect. There's been games that I'm like the frustration. I reckon he could have scored an extra 15 goals because of those moments. But like I'm looking at the stats right now. This season he has played 52 games. He has scored 42 times and 3 assists. Again, the point of the striker is to get your goals. Like I don't like players like um Gabriel Jesus and Xerxes and those guys where it's like, oh, we do more than that. It's like Bobby Firmino did more than that, but Bobby Firmino also scored goals and got you results. Lewandowski, obviously with the older age, he's not the same player. I would honestly still look at signing a striker or changing our formation, maybe playing a false nine because I just think that at times it was wasted. That's my opinion. And then Lamine Yamal, I'll talk a little bit about him later because I think this guy, I personally think he deserves a Ballon d'Or. I know it was between Dembele, Salah. Like I think if you look at the start of Dembele's season, it wasn't the strongest start until like maybe December time. So for me, I'm like that still has to take into consideration. But also like obviously he won the Champions League, so I can't argue with that. Like Lamine didn't win the Champions League. Both teams won the domestic treble, but obviously PSG won the treble. So look, if it goes to Dembele, as a Barca fan, I know we have this tendency to hate him because of everything that happened. Look, the way he did it was crap, but I never had issues with Dembele. I think he's a good footballer. Do I care about him? I don't care about him. Do I care about PSG? I don't care about PSG. To me, Lamine Yamal is my favorite player, like the best player this year. Sorry. Let's move on though. Matches of the season. This is mine. Let's start from six and work our way up. I was going to do five, but I had to put this game in. Oh my goodness, what a game! Like this season has been so fun in the sense of I just felt like we played these games and at times where I was a bit nervous because of the expectations of last year and me thinking that oh there's no way we can do this. But the fact that we played this game and we actually like played good football to me was amazing. Lamine Yamal in this game was amazing. Like and then Fernand Torres coming on and scoring 2 goals, amazing. Bayern Munich, the 4-1. Firmino had such a great game that, like, I loved him in that game. I'm 99% sure Rafinha scored a hat trick that game. Kane scored to make it 1-1 straight away, and I was so scared. I was like, oh no, are they going to start dominating now? But oh my, we smashed that game. The 3-2. The 3-2 was a nerve wracking game. Oh my, like, I'm trying not to mix it up. So I'm getting it up on my phone quickly because I was mixing up the 4-3 and the 3-2 game. No, yeah, the 3-2 was the final. That's why. Kunde scored the last minute goal. Pedri scored a great goal. And that's when Mbappe scored. Then Chouameni scored. Then Fernand. Oh yeah, Courtois. Was he doing that game? We won the Copa del Rey. The 4-3 was obviously at our home stadium, and that was just the seal the deal. We have won this game. This is our trophy, which to me was like so good. The 4-0, because in the second half, I saw what Hansi Flick was building. I saw the high line working. Has it cost us at times this season 100%? But we saw, even with the probably the best transitional players with Mbappe, Vinny, and even Rodrigo at times, maybe Bellingham as well. We controlled that game so well. We kept a clean sheet at their home stadium and won 4-0. Now, to me, the 5-2 was the best game because obviously Mbappe scored, and that freaked me out because I was like, oh no, we battered them 4-0. Maybe it's their turn to get revenge. But as soon as that goal happened, it was goal after goal after goal. And I honestly, if Chesney didn't get the red card, I genuinely reckon we could have scored three more goals. Like, I know that sounds like an exaggeration. I genuinely reckon. And it was that game that made me go, you know what? The Highline's, yes, intense, but we can actually defend well. When we were one man down, we defended so well. And that's my only thing is I think at times we just don't tend to we just don't tend to defend well or wise enough. That I don't think we need to change our system. I just think there's a better way of doing it if that makes sense. But anyways, they're my games. They're my six games. I could have done five, but I had to put the Atletico Madrid game in. Surprise of the season. Let's talk about it. You're probably looking at some of the lists, and there's one player that I reckon was a standout. Obviously, Rafinha had to be number one. I think again he's just phenomenal. He is phenomenal. He's just showed everyone that yeah, you wanted Nico Williams. I'm about to show you how it's done. Clutched up Martinez again to me. Wow, like this is why I reckon he was our best defender because I think at times of worry of Araujo's injured, Christensen's injured, and Christensen could have been on this list if he played more games because I reckon he actually can. Not this list, sorry, like the starting 11. Christensen, I think, is still a brilliant player. I think he's super. What I like about him is Araujo can maybe at times a couple seasons ago he had like these crazy highs Araujo, but I felt like Christensen was just more consistent in every day, like I mean every game. So Martinez this year has come in, clutched up, showed us why he belongs here. Balde was three because after last season I was a bit worried that we might have needed to get a new left back, and it looks like we're looking at Grimaldo, which I'll talk about in another video. But again, he has sealed that position, that this is my position. Fernan Torres, again, we will like get rid of the shark. He's no longer a shark, he's a sardine, he's a fish, whatever it is. He has come through and like he's been such a great super sub. But then also when he has started, he's been awesome. Casado could have been higher, but again, because of the injury, I think that obviously like the other players just stepped up during that time and that season. But I really like Casado. I'm a big fan. I'm so excited to see him next season in a double pivot as well. And we've got options now to change players around. So I'm excited. That's my surprise of the season. The plays of the season, and you could probably guess who number one is. Kunde to me has to be five. When Kunde was out, I could definitely see what we were missing. He obviously like what put look. It was between Kunde to me, genuinely, and Bolde or De Jong, but De Jong was a little bit lower because of injuries. Um, Kunde to me because he won the game for us. 2-2, couple minutes to go in the extra time, scored a goal to me. I was like, I have to put him here. Like he just changed my whole life. Like he made me like almost cry because of happiness. I had some of my mates over and I was stressing out. I didn't sit down the whole game. When Kunde scored that, I was like, I genuinely was like, no, we're gonna win this. I don't care if there's 3 minutes at a time, and Madrid can sometimes clutch up. That's just sealed the deal for me. I was like, you have to make my top five. Martinez again, just holding that high line, controlling the game. Such a brilliant player. Rafinha, obviously, the goals, the assist. the clutch moments against Benfica, against Madrid. He's like Madrid's kryptonite. Pedri again. If it's not for Pedri, none of these plays can operate. I think this is why, like, I know a lot of people love Gavi and De Jong and all that. I reckon Bernal can maybe sort of play a bit like Pedri in the sense of from what I saw in the beginning of the season, he likes to control games. So I reckon he'll be a good backup for Pedri, or maybe even start alongside him. And number one has to go to Lamine Yamal. This guy does it. He could score. He can assist. He can control games. He can clutch up. Like Inter Milan. I was gonna say Miami said who's the hardest player you have versed, and every player, or the ones that they asked, all said Lamine. Teams have said that they've got three men marking him at times, and he will still show everyone what he's got. I think it was against Madrid in the maybe third game, the Copa del Rey final. I think that's what it was. Where they just looked like they had two men marking him at all times, and he still clutched up against Madrid, and he's sick, and I love that he's learned how to become a better finisher as well. He's I love that he gets frustrated at himself. People are like, "Oh, he's frustrated. He's too he thinks he's too big for the club." Mate, the guy is 17 who's frustrated because he wants his team to win. More players need to be like this. I'm sorry that your Hoylands are doing this when he scores a goal against a non-named team, or when you're losing and it's like 2-2. This guy gets frustrated because he wants his team to win everything. This guy against Inter Milan, I almost said Inter Miami again. Again, like that crossbar hit, like he was just beautiful everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. He was the best. But as I love Lamine Yamal, but the man who changed everything, the person. Let me change the camera for a second. The man who This is my dad. My dad went to get milk when I was 15 and never came back. But my new dad, the man who changed everything, the man who brought me joy watching football. And I love watching YouTubers react to Barcelona and saying they are the best thing on television. It's so true, and it's because of this man right here, Hansi Flick, the signing of the season. You thought it was going to be Olmo. Sorry, Olmo, you're back of the line, mate. This guy is the best signing. This guy is so His dad. He's my dad. I love him. Love my father. But no, seriously, Hansi Flick has changed everything for Barcelona. I think Hansi Flick has been a game changer. Like he has shown us how we can play. Same team besides Olmo coming in, and Olmo was injured for so much of the game. He showed us what we could play with the plays that we've got, and I love him. And I'm so excited for next season. I'm so excited for to keep talking about football and get back on track with this. And what a season we've had. I wish I was better at getting YouTube content out to you guys, because this would have been such a great season for me to react to these videos. I reacted to some, but imagine I reacted to all the Madrid games. I could have done so much, and I'm sorry. I want to get better. Make sure you like, subscribe, and let me know what I can do better. Thanks, guys.